Popping its way into number 28, developed by Nintendo R&D1 in collaboration with Intelligent System and published by Nintendo, is For the Frog the Bell Tolls, or as it is probably better known, Keiro no Tameni Kanewanaru. Sorry if I butchered that, but I don't speak Japanese, this game's native tongue. You see, this game never actually saw its way overseas here. For many years it was a Japan-only game until just recently a fan translation popped up on the internet for my grubby emulaty hands. I tried this game out for two reasons. One, I find frogs highly irresistible, and two, when I researched the game I found out that a lot of its resources were recycled into Link's Awakening, which I consider to be the best 2D Zelda game. So if this frog game was good enough to be reused in a Tier 1 Nintendo title, I figured it had to be pretty damn good. What I'll say is this. In terms of gameplay, Link's Awakening is the superior beast, but in terms of delivering a hilarious, heartwarming linear narrative, For the Frog the Bell Tolls can put most other games to shame. You play as the dashing and daring Prince Sable. He is rich, handsome, and equal to his friend Prince Richard in all respects except one. The Prince Sable is inferior in combat. Both of them discover that their ally, Princess Tiramisu, is under attack by the evil snake Lord Delarin. Each sets out to rescue her and ask her hand in marriage. Although the rescue mission is the lead driving force of the story, Richard is the emotional anchor. Though he is seen relatively few times, each discourse with him brings to light new information and a drastic turn of events in their relationship. These brief interactions tell a powerful tale about the bond of friendship between two arrogant assholes. And it's actually rather touching. The gameplay is decent, but has its faults. You walk around an isometric environment, gather armor and weapon upgrades to turn the tide of pre-scripted battles, and occasionally do a spot of surprisingly difficult 2D platforming. There's a small amount of grinding, and more backtracking than one would hope for. There's also a strange mechanic whereby you can transform into snakes and frogs. But the gameplay isn't why you pay the price of admission. This is a world you enter to speak with its bizarre inhabitants. Pedophilic, brown-nosing shop owners, kids who ferment their own wine, an inventor obsessed with wasabi, a greedy witch that likes to fuck your shit up, a drunken miner, and a mammoth that is susceptible to mind control. The game centers around moments. Little gems like mining crews that will kill any enemy you bump into because you are their source of income. Tripping on special joy fruit, whatever that means. Force-feeding loyal soldiers to a giant snake and frogs pushing you down wells. Each moment has its own purpose that contributes to the dynamic growth of the lead character. Yes, the game is short, and yes, it's rather linear, but that's a good thing. It's short enough to make it highly replayable, and direct enough that you're sure to touch on every major theme as you go along. Themes like, use money to accomplish everything words can't, kill everything money can't resolve, use subversive tactics to gain allies, nah, I can't hear you is not an effective tool. And of course, friendship. This may be a personal bias, but I don't feel like a game has ever shown friendship as a theme quite as well as this one. As your friendship with Prince Richard changes, you actually start to think on your actions and wonder about the events of the game. You want his approval, but you also want to best him. It's a fascinating character study, whether or not it means to be. To sum this one up, it's a really meaningful experience with plenty of funny and poignant moments. The gameplay is just fine for what the game wants to be. The world is surreal and beautiful all the same. And the music, be still my heart. I'd have to give this one an 8 out of 10 simply for some pacing issues in the 2D dungeons, but intrinsically, its space on the countdown is well earned. I highly recommend.